All right, welcome guys. My name's Mike Slane, the discount property investor, and today I'm going to be talking about some market stats. So I'm going to start doing this every day or every couple days. I want to go in and kind of dive into what's happening, and in particular in my market in St. Louis, Missouri, because that's what I'm most familiar with, and that's what I have the best access to data on. So again, we're going to talk about all things real estate or things that affect real estate. You can obviously drop some comments and we can steer the conversation that way as well. Or I'll just be going through and talking about things that are affecting the market and the current market. So today we're going to jump into our MLS and we're going to start looking at some of the current stats that are available. So here in our MLS, they give us access to a ton of different data. We are just going to look at the St. Louis area, and we could even add a sub area. So up in the top left, I can change this to just look at specific areas. But we're gonna look at this, all property types and all property ranges. So then down at the bottom, you'll see the blue headings, the big blue bars. And right now we're just looking at sale price. So we're looking at sale price over time, and this is over a 1-year period. We're looking at the average sale price.
Use your mouse too if you want.
So I don't know that, oh nice. So I can actually control this.
Oh, that's on mine though.
Nope, can't do that. That's all good. So we can look at, again, sales data over time. I can't really glean too much from this chart because of the time period. And it looks like Dave's running with my mouse right now, changing stuff. Oh, geez. Coming in hot. Thank you, sir. So let's see if I can control this real time. Hey, this is all right. Except for Dave's touching the mouse.
Sorry.
There we go. All right, so now we're back in this. There's a little lag, but I'll try to play with this in a way that makes sense. So, like I said, I don't see a great trend in the data, but again, I think that's probably on this because we're looking at sales prices all over the board. So if we changed it to, again, just our 250s or more, we might have a more of a trend going upward, and not really. Let's look over a 3 or 5 year period. I think you're going to have a better, again, and this is possibly giving you more of a trend that it's going upwards if you try to look at all the data all together. And I think maybe over a very short period of time, you might be able to actually get some interesting stuff out of this. But I can't see this. Let's see if we can do a custom here. And I don't know what it's showing me there.
Let me help.
Sure, go for it.
I want to go into all price ranges, but I want to do residential because that's really what we're looking at. And I think the rest of this is fine. There are more options over here in terms of year built. So we have a lot of data. But if you look here, Mike.
Well, yeah, but I can't explain why it would go down from that hump over in.
I can.
Why?
We didn't open up the market until March. Mask mandates. Inventory was low. People weren't selling.
I disagree. I mean, again, I sold my primary residence back then because the market was so hot. Again, people were stuck at home and they wanted bigger housings. People wanted to move. It was weird. Like, the real estate market didn't slow down, in my opinion. Again, it's maybe it's the seasonal shift too. We see a lot more properties listed in the summertime, so that's possible an explanation for it. Let's jump into some other data though. Let's look at the number of new listings. Wrong mouse. So you'll have to bear with me as I'm getting used to our new little studio setup here. All right, so we're looking at, let's look at all price ranges. St. Louis County, just residential, I like that. So this is over a 1-year period. The number of listings in St. Louis County went from 470, so this is the summer selling season. So we got June, July, we've got high numbers, comes back down in December. That's kind of an expected seasonal change. But if we look over several years, that's where you're probably going to get a better idea of if the market's really going up or down. And to me, that looks relatively stagnant. Over 5 years, I feel like I'm kind of seeing the same thing here.
Look how each of the Decembers, though,
Yeah, your peaks and your valleys are very consistent, though. I mean, we're down to 170, we're up to 412. We're down to 150, and we're up to 400. We're down and back up 470. So again,
This
again
is the county too.
in St. Louis County, it seems to be relatively stable in number of units being listed. Look at that, 10 years. I'd say it's pretty stable. Let's look at all data. Let's see how far out they go.
2008.
Wow, it actually looks like it's down.
It's trending down.
So St. Louis County, number of home sales trending down. That's weird. That's interesting. But that's what it is. All right, let's look at the number of, that's actually just new listings.
That's just new.
So homes for sale, I wonder if that's going to be similar. Wow.
I would never guess that.
That blows my mind.
Mm-hmm. Now that's St. Louis County.
St. Louis County.
Let's go to Missouri. Just keep
Do it.
Keep it where it's at. Only because I'm just curious to see, and they probably can't hear me.
Who?
Anyone.
Oh, yeah. I bet they can hear you.
There we go. Yeah, that's Missouri. 4,611, April 2022.
Well, you know what, though? I mean, this kind of is indicative of what's happening in the world.
Inventory's down.
Inventory is way down. Everybody's saying that. So that's why prices are going up, because there's not a lot of properties and there's more people wanting to move into them. So people aren't selling them. People are buying them. Yeah, crazy.
Let's see the 250.
Click on the 250s and see if that's even... and shoot, 250 or what is that, 290 and more. I mean, $250,000, that used to be $250,000. It sounded like a lot of money.
Not anymore.
It doesn't anymore for a house. Like,
Yeah.
250 is
Let's go back to the 3-year. And
All right.
let's go to all prices. Look at that. Inventory is down. Home for sales went from almost 12 down to 4.
12,000 to 4,000. That's insane.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. So let's look at there should be on here a month's supply. So on the bottom left of the screen,
Right there.
this is going to illustrate that point as well, I suspect. So back then you had about 3.5 months worth of supply. So what does that mean? It means for all the properties to be sold, it's going to be about, I mean, for all the buyers to buy and all the sellers to sell, it's going to take about 3.5 months for that to dissipate. Well, right now we're at about 1.2 months. So again, we're at very, very low inventory levels. Properties that are listed are selling quickly. So again, it's just kind of interesting
That's
times.
an easy way to look at it. 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
1.7, 1.4.
Ooh, a bar chart. Yeah.
We do 1 year and do this by. Oh wow, you got all kinds of data in here.
Yeah. So there's tons of good data.
Showing inventory's low.
Yeah, so the next one I'm going to look at here, let's look at the dollar volume. That's I wonder if this goes up. Let's look at this over 10 years. So dollars volume's going to go up even though it's fewer houses. So what does that mean?
All-time highs. Look at that.
Yeah.
Now that was in June of last year. We haven't hit June this year yet, but I'd imagine we're going to.
Look where we're headed. We're headed up that mountain again. So unless we have a little correction here, but right there we're looking at, dang. Now this is all of Missouri too.
Can we do MLS nationwide?
I wish.
Let me see. Can you do USA?
Cannot.
United
States. There's no way it can pull that data.
America. Nope.
What's entire MLS? Just click that.
Entire MLS.
Yeah, but see, that's not the dollar. That's the
this zone.
Yeah, so that's just our zone. Which is what though? 1.6 million.
Billion.
1.6 billion. But see, that's the same as Missouri though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's the same.
Yeah, so we're just pulling all of Missouri here. If I go to state. Oh,
Sorry.
you're good. You got it.
Missouri State. There you go. It's all good.
Yeah, so I believe we're at the same.
Roughly. Yeah, not much difference.
It's not much different. So, we probably cover a little
You
bit
got a
of.
little bit of Illinois too.
Yeah, that we have access to the data. Yeah. So again, the dollar volume is trending up despite the number of properties being listed and sold. Do we look at solds?
We looked at the month supply. I'm curious to look at the solds and the days on market.
Yeah. So number of solds. Okay. So no, the number of solds went up too. over that time period.
But that also equates to why the inventory is lower.
Right.
More properties have sold, less properties are available.
Right. So more properties being sold, less properties being listed, less properties available, prices going up. I mean, that is exactly what we're seeing and what we're hearing people talk about in this market. And I don't think that we're going to be seeing much of a change anytime soon, despite slight rise in interest rates and the sky is falling in all the other markets for whatever reason. We're just going to keep chugging along in real estate, I hope. Once the broader economy, if it does have a recession, and again, we're probably already in a recession, so it's trailing data. We've had 1 month of negative GDP growth or declining GDP. If we get a second month of GDP decreasing, that's how they define a recession. So it's really just like an economist.
Quarter, isn't it?
Yeah, quarter. What did I say?
Month.
Yeah, excuse me, quarter. So yeah, if it's 2 negative quarters in the GDP, that is a definition of recession. So once you start hearing recession on TV, we were already in it. It's nothing's changed. So again, when people start then pulling their monies out and overreacting to things that they hear on the news, that's when we get ourselves in even more trouble. But I think that's where we could be headed, because we're probably in a recession right now. We've had 1 negative quarter. Gas prices are at crazy highs, and I know it makes people a little wary to go out and spend all their money. That's what I've got today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be doing more of these little market recaps, and I'll be talking about more things, St. Louis real estate investing, Missouri real estate investing, and investing in general on this channel. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ask your questions below. I'll be sure to answer those.